Hi guys. Hi guys. Hi guys. Hey guys. Hi guys. Hi guys. Hi guys. Hello. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rachel Biogena Adesi, a YouTuber shooting from Warri, Delta State, Nigeria. If it's your first time of coming, thank you for coming. It's good to have you around here. We talk about things that help you live a victorious, everyday faith life, because why not? If it's not your first time of coming, thank you for always coming back. Really, guys, thank you. If you're not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button to subscribe. When we were cutting, myself and my husband, we had a book. It's just a book. It's our book. What is written in it is just all our goals, our plans, these things that I'm about to talk about. We wrote them. We wrote our views on them, our prayers together as a couple, what we're expecting. We wrote them down here. Just everything, random things, to everything about our home. I want our home to be a vision board, all about the kind of home we want to have. We wrote everything down here, and it helps us go back from time to time to look at them. I think last week when we wanted to pray, we wanted to write some things, that new prayer points that we were praying for. And when we opened a book, we even saw some older prayer points that have been answered, and we ticked them out. So yeah, that kind of thing. So if you can, please get a book. It doesn't have to be anything special. You can get order to create, it could be special, whatever it is, but get a book that you can write. It helps like keep memories for you and keep things for you. So this is ours, and some of the things I'm talking about are here. So let's get right into the video. So now that you found a Christian guy that you're dating, is that the end of it? Like, oh, so you found a Christian guy and thank God finally you have somebody. Is that where it stops? No. In fact, that's where it starts. You know how Cinderella's story goes, and they lived happily ever after. Actually, the ever after is where the work begins. What constitutes happily ever after is largely determined on you, on what you do, which is also largely determined by the kind of conversations you have when you're dating. When I hear about some marital problems, or when people talk to me about, oh, this is happening in my marriage, or this is happening around, or when I'm in a conversation that has to do with a bad marriage, the first thing that comes to my mind is, what did you guys talk about when they were dating? What was their take on so and so when they were dating? And a lot of times, 90% of the times, these people did not have these conversations, or they didn't have it as in-depth conversations. And it just goes to show that marriage is something that we must plan for consciously, that we must be very deliberate about. Now it's even worse off. People are just dating, sometimes with no aim. And as believers, that's not what is God's plan for us. As a believer, the beginning of dating for you is marriage. You're dating someone put up on their status, I think some days ago, and said, don't lie, can you marry the person you are dating now? Of course, I couldn't relate to the question, because the reason why you're dating someone is because you want to get married to them. Now, am I saying I've not dated people that I knew I couldn't get married to? I have. Okay, so this is not me being judgmental. I have dated people that I couldn't get married to, or I shouldn't have been getting married to. And but that's not what God would have us do as believers. It's important that these discussions, these conversations, you actually have them. One thing my pastor says is the fact that attraction is for a reason. The reason for attraction is to make you want to talk to this person. When you're talking to someone, you always want to spend time with them. The idea, or the end point of spending time with someone you're talking to, is that you should know better about them. And this conversation is what will help you know better. When is the best time to talk about these things? You would ask me. If you get into a relationship knowing that you want this to end in marriage, then from the beginning you start talking about these things. Of course, as you grow in your dating relationship, some of these things will become more detailed. You have to get much more detailed in them. But from the very beginning, so it's not pressure to, that thing when you say, if I start asking him now, how many kids do you want to have? It's pressure. That's a worldly view. The reason you are here is because you want to get married. So from the very get-go, this conversation should be had. But like I said, the depth to which you have them would grow as you grow, or as you go deeper in your courtship relationship. Also, I need you to know that things change in the course of life. Nothing is constant. You will change, he will change, situations will change, your plans will change. So these things, for example, now I've said that, written some things down in this book, they are not now final say. Is that the book does not have the final say. As we grow, one of the things that is beautiful about marriage is the fact that as we grow, we're ready to grow, we're ready to evolve, we're ready to change. So you must be ready to change and evolve. Nothing is set in stone. As long as at each point you're changing, God's word is still your standard. You would notice that your change is one that is profitable to you. The idea of all these conversations also is to make sure that you guys reach a middle point. That means you must not agree on the same things, but as long as the foundation is you are okay, as long as you're on the same page with your foundation, then the other things you can always get into a middle ground. One final thing before I start talking about what I want to talk about is the fact that I think this thing I'm going to keep saying throughout the videos just to remind us, whatever you decide to let go, know that all your decisions have consequences. That's what I really want to say, but I'll explain as we go on. So the first thing that I wrote that you want to talk about, you want to share, is your plans, your vision, your goals for your lives as individuals. And for example, if you know that God is calling you into ministry, you want to start a church, your life is going to turn out differently. You might even have a 9-to-5 job now, but you know that I'm not going to have a 9-to-5 job in another 2 years. It's important that you talk about it from beginning, in case this babe or this guy, whoever is the other person, did not have that in their head and they're not ready to have that in their head. They can start going, as opposed to you wasting 1 year of your life and you say, God is calling me to ministry. Or no, of course, sometimes some people do not know that God is going to call them to start a church from the very beginning, but they know that they have a heart for ministry. You should start saying it, that I'm a ministry person. I know that God is calling to ministry. I don't know how, I don't know when, but I know it's going to evolve into it, so that you don't carry someone that does not want to be a mommy Joe, for example, and you come and force ministry on her and all of that. If God is calling to be a career person as a woman, you know that your career is important. Talk about these things because it's going to affect the kind of marriage you have. So what are your plans, your vision, your goals for your life? That's number one, which leads me to number two. What kind of family do you want to have? Now, if you as a woman, you're the one that wants to have a 9-to-5 career, you want to go high in your professional career, it's going to affect the kind of marriage you have. You know how I said decisions have consequences? If that's your decision, there are consequences for it. It means that there are some things you'll not be available for, and that you're not going to be available for it does not mean that those things should now be lacking, or they should spoil. It means you have to find a way around this. So you must be able to talk to the person you want to get married to. And the truth is, there's a man for every woman, there's a woman for every man. I mean, every one of us. So, but the problem is when people you want to be a career woman, and then you go and marry someone that is a traditional man and that wants you to stay at home, cook, clean, all of that, you put yourself in that trouble. And one of the ways to get yourself into that trouble is when you don't talk, you don't have conversations, you don't go deep down to say what is why. So as a man, what kind of family do you want to have? You grew up with your mom. Whenever you come from school by 3 o'clock, your mom is at home, and that's what you want to have for your kids. Actually, there's no problem with it. The problem will now be when you now went to go and meet a 9-to-5 woman that is very career oriented. You now carry your wallet and say that this is what I want to. You can see that this is the path she's going to. She too, she's not foolish to say that I like him or something. You're not gonna marry him. Then when you not get married, tough, you will not be saying you deceive me. I want to go to work. You say no, I want to stay at home. These things could have been sorted out from when you were cutting. So open your mouth and talk. And when you start to see loopholes, if there are things that you cannot, compromise on, please go away, because you cause so much problem for yourself. So be ready to talk about the kind of marriage you want. Every Sunday, I want Sunday to be family time. I want Thursday evening to be date day. I want this kind of thing. Say it. No matter how ridiculous it sounds, say it. Worst case scenario, they'll tell you that I cannot do this. So this is not me. I've been sent to marry you. Let me go home. Gender roles, guys. Talk about gender roles, especially in this day and age. Do not assume. I repeat, do not assume that your wife is going to cook and clean. You do not assume that your husband is going to pay for all the bills like your father did. Open your mouth and talk about it. Some men grew up with their father is a professor, their mother is a professor. Then you now came from and when they're at home like this, their mother is bringing 1 million in the month. At the end of the month, the father is bringing 1 million. You grew up in a place where your father went to work, your mother stayed at home morning to evening to help you, and your mind, even with your medical certificate, that's how you think a home should be. Then you people will not come together, you will not be loving and touching and all of that. Before you know, you are married and the man is saying, go and work, and you're like, me, I'm a baby girl. What's that? My father provided. Open your mouth and talk about gender roles. What do you expect from him as a man? Do you want someone that will help you with the kitchen? Now this is it. When I say that there's a consequence for all your decisions, this is what I mean. Some people come out and say that I want to marry a powerful man. Generally, I think women like powerful men. If you choose that man, you've automatically chosen something. It's cause and effect. You have chosen someone that might not be always available for family time. Because a power man, or a man that is consumed by a vision that is trying to pursue, whether it's career, whether it's a mission, whatever it is not available. He's first married to that vision, that goal, and it goes for a man or a woman. So So if you choose to marry that kind of a person, whether you are a man or a woman, what you have chosen automatically is that you will stand in a lot for them in the home fund. It means sometimes only you would have to go for your children's vacation party, whatever party. It means that you might not be that kind of person that two of you are in the kitchen and cooking together and kissing and talking. No. It means that you might be the one to do that. It means that you might have to get a maid to do that. I'm just saying that don't expect, you can't eat your cake and have it. If you want someone that will stay at home with you and be helping you house chores, know that that kind of person can also be a Tony Elumelu. He won't have, not because it might not even be because he does not want to do it. He most likely won't have the time. Maybe once in a week, where if he finally finds a way to get the time, or if he's really family oriented and he gets the time, it would help you around that. But don't expect that every day. That kind of person will come home very tired, throw his shoes on the ground, not because he necessarily wants to. So two options: are you ready to pick up after him, or do you guys have the money to get someone to do all the cleaning up and all of that? Now, if both of you are both career people and you say we want to marry, we want to do this together, the consequence of that decision is that you both know that. And the truth is, the problem is, a lot of times one person don't know. So both of you are career, you like yourself, you like that this girl she can think like you, she's very intellectual, you people are running goals, you are developing together, you are developing apps and stuff together. See, the way you find cooking stressful as a male developer, and you think, I don't even have time to go, and I don't have time to cook for myself, I order. You now meet a fire girl too that is a female developer. She's doing tech and all of that, and you are like, God, this girl turns me on by just talking about sex, by just talking about tech and all of that. I want to marry this girl. I hope we know that that's how that girl also used to order food. She's not about that life of having to cook, because frankly speaking, the way you don't have time is the way she don't have time. Now, if you decide that that's the kind of girl you want to marry, both of you have decided that one of us will pursue our dream while the other person waits. Or if both of us wants to pursue it, we're going to be unavailable at home. That means if we have children, immediately we start getting married. You see how this thing is affecting everything. If we have children, immediately we get married. What it means is that we're going to have maybe a full-time help, or one of our parents to come and stay with the kids. I'm not saying any of these options are totally bad or totally good. I'm just saying that be fully aware of the choice you are making in a partner. So if you are both very intellectual, you want to marry that kind of person, what have you sat down to say these are the consequences? It's not that you will now marry that kind of developer woman now. Two of you, she will be thinking that we're both high flying, we're going to travel. Then 1 month in, she's pregnant, which is bad decision for both of you, because you knew this is what you are. 2 months in, you are saying that she has to stay at home to cook for you. When you come back, you want food. Baba, when she came back from work, when she was single, was she cooking food for herself? Now don't forget, I'm not saying any of these tables are wrong. I'm saying just know the consequences of whatever your choice is and be ready to live with it. So the type of family you want would determine the gender role, will determine who you even pick, will determine the kids, when you want to have kids. Both of you are currently doing your masters. Do you want to now start having kids the moment you imagine the woman saying, I want a child, or the man saying, I want a child, though I'm 35 already, I want a child, and you are both doing PhD? How do you intend to do it? So open your mouth. See, all my own is open your mouth and just talk about these things. That would also determine how you want to raise your kids. Do you believe that children should go to the boarding school from JSS1 for primary 5, pack a load and go? Or you believe that no boarding schools scarred you, like they finished your life if you went to federal government and Nikki Lagos and you're like, I am scarred for life, my children are not going to boarding school, and then your wife is saying no boarding school? That would just cause unnecessary friction, and you'll be like, this man hates me. No, you didn't open your mouth to talk. Why is boarding school? Come and talk about it now that you're not married. What do you want? And like I said, your love for each other, your commitment to each other would also determine how much you are ready to, come to the middle. So this is like, I talked about 2 things, which is like 3 things: plan, purpose, ministry, type of family, which listens to gender roles, your kids, how you want to raise them. I'm going to stop now because it's already 18 minutes while I'm shooting. Hopefully I'm able to edit into 15 minutes. Thank you guys for watching. I beg you to watch part 2. In part 2, we're going to talk about finances, we're going to talk about sex. I'll see you in part 2. Thank you very much for coming. Please like this video, click on the like button if you actually like the video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you once again. I'll see you guys. Bye.